me da se odofo se ukoswa ehwe Adom TV na ho te sei mate waje me so me din ene ni tekotego ubo odi anka be me de Kingsley Mensa ana adwoa ana o se fro se nana mate inu fen onu nyuma job ene so me koso ame na wo ka ensem amato ni wise words of inspiration and someone will be here be show crying. You will be remembered for two things. Ababa oboy. The problems you solve or the ones you create. you, your husband or your wife, your family or your children, your parents or your friends, your colleagues at work remember you for just two things. Even God remember you for two things: the problems you solve and the ones you create. One, the problems you are ready to solve. Two, the problems you create. Dan kwama we are na de ka wo, nye o ka o toye, enye madodo awore wom, enye dan we see, but you'll be remembered for two main reasons: the problems you solve for others or the problems you created. Simple ye be ka dan kwama ye be ka ewo empo o how a ope anu aduro ya we free enipa so se ba na busua ba na bro na ote so ne o man so a o how be be da o man so a otimi nya anu aduro o how be adwuma mu a wo gina si nkete eyi free ho e bia mekan Adom TV a obi upon 4 o'clock wo de otimi twen upon 4:30 e bia obi aba adwuma 8 o'clock wo de otimi ba 7:30 ene de be ka wo se akwa wo de oba adwuma ntam o akwa wo de upon clock twen kakra o ena kwa afa so eye wadwuma ehotwa. That's the only way you'll be remembered. Or you better when someone or the better nipa so the problems you created or your wife for. So you better call that chia. And when your man will bo anu onya anu aduro na empo nyoma we ya e de oha bre no ukurusu sa nta baba wo bo no ne mienu na ebegina so aka wo the way na open. The problems you are ready to solve and the problems you create. And the problems you solve gives you the rewards of life. And some of no apa no aduro no eno abrabo so nkatua. You see, anyone who feels wretched and poor does not mean they don't have opportunities for growth. Obi a wo brabo mu a wodi hia wabrabo nkoyie no eno nche se akwanya ni ho sa obedi yie. Obi a waware nkoyie, obi a osikasem nkoyie, obi a pomodin atija pansam, obi a brabo nkoyie no eno nche se akwanya ni ho ma. Nemom de won say there's absence of wisdom. Nyansa na apare wo. Wisdom means knowledge and understanding. Hwehunu ne ntiase a eni wo ntino ena ma wo so obre. Nyansa nchirase ne hwehunu eni empo nchirase ntiase. Knowledge and understanding creates wisdom. So if you are wretched, seek wisdom. And now the absence of direction to where you are going. Number two, se empo wunnim baby odo abrabo eko. Eno so ka ho na wo bre. Se wunnim baby odo wa wade eko. Se wonte wa abrabo edin dachi me say. Watching be person me say when you don't have a direction for your life, where you are taking your life to, you suffer. Then absence of good conduct. Subampa. Subampa. Suban hutwa. Suban edimu. Suban yebo se ehwe. Suban yeyi na ye. Eno na de ye de ba. Wo ho woni etumirika ewo Olympic Games na de e suban no na de. Oye sheda ye training akogina agofama so na kiti subane. Odin kunima na ebo no say Olympic champion. If you want to ball equal and say about World Cup, I'm some fra ko be Messi. Me fra ba ko so Mbappe. E dey ntina wo dem fua. Osuban wo de ball no. Wa bra bo te say ball. Suban ben e na wo de practice. Suban ben e na de bubra. Suban papa. Ana e biara suban. Suban no a. So obi kan say wo na no a me the Americans say subanu a usubanu na do beko. na osuban no ado aba ebiom adwene ehutwa. So I'm going to give you 4 things you need to gather to create a change in your life. 1, acquire wisdom, acquire knowledge and understanding, reason right, reasoning, adwene. Number 2, find where you are going to with your life. Find out where you are going to with your health, and find out where you are going to with your work style. Hina wabra ba obu na doko. Say nya na wajai. I say wutu kwan akokumase ofinkra ha. Na de wani a kire empoano okofa sheep akokumase. Na komase po na ho na akofa sheep. Enti kwan afa so bu bra no. Bisa ho se eye kwan de okoba bia opese oduro. Ana ede kwan a ebe mo ayira. Na wagya mu ne mfa sheep enkokumase. And so commercial on a puniho or the ship or ship market. So when you know you are not doing the right things, stop and change what you are doing. 3, the absence of good conduct. Subainwa. Ya brabo ayebo ye bre any ye dear subanwa. Ya wadi ayebo subanwa. Ya disu ayasuya subanwa. Ya ni ye nyina ye subanwa. The subano sasa. The besisa. Ena kura no. Kwa ya faso edwene. Adwene pa. The friend protocol optimism. Adwene hutwa. Adwene ehwam ewo obramre mu. Adwene Kenya wo. Adwene edinya sapa ejina wadwene proso. Positive thinking is the best way to think. Do not think negatively. Don't think anger thoughts. Ebufu wo so arapa wamuna. Obuafu. Tuchini. Udi ayere wo. Tuchini. Wasa tekwa complain jai. Adwene be Kenya wo. Me sefata ene be koyie ene me de sefata me so meye o mama me so betu agira me now so aye de sefata. Begin to affirm positively. Your life will become great. The absence of opportunities does not make you wretched. It is the absence of wisdom, the absence of direction, the absence of good conduct, and the absence of positive thinking. That is why you are where you are. If you want to change your life, think positively, create a good conduct routine, and have a direction for your life, and acquire wisdom. Wisdom, the fear of the Lord. You can say the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. When you say, so by your then the no, say, Uso Yame, Wado, Pepe yo, Nyansa, Adumadni, was sum, and it says, O Nyansani. Nyansani ya dia wa no ho asetarepa akunko no ho onye nyansani nyansa ne se wo yodo se watu hu asi wa abibia ma obi se wo yosompani na mpo wano kasa ehye nkran na mpo epagya wankasa na wo suba no eda ne mapadi ene ye fo so wo nyansani ene we na mrija wo onyame nhira wate onyame ma onyansa onyame nhya wo de suba mpamu onyame ma hunu kwa afa bo obra na asem nya kane ama wona ase na onyame nyansa enore wadwene proso na fa bo obra na fa ye dia wo ye edin yam je so ene ne tekotego me da ase onya mrehwe me mama me na eja Larry ase e wo camera na me nya Francis ne Frank ena osmosis ase e wo sound na me na MCR lighting ena floor managers nya ase kwakwa me na Randolph ena eja webe campaign me producers ase me edin yam je so ene ne tekotego empo badwam adwumadi ekoso a ekoso nye fidie ne mfiri ha koso na TV ne na Adom TV makrao unu nyamentina
Kwa Badwam TV badwam so kasia ne bro so say de bro and some ne todwa omubi ya wo betini Prosac editor aban anim one pension fund ne de osewani de manfa wonsa enka ye de honchemu no so ebebro na yakoso so aban ede atodwa chiremu se de ne makeka kro no de IMF wo mo emu ano ye dimu ani de bibia da kwan mu se yensa akati UCD woni aban na nyadwene eno ne nsem bi na no pay me de bro Adom TV bedwam kase Facebook/Adom TV kase no wo Go TV channel 119 DSTV 280 media fia amankwa tamaklo afia ni die kwan sutie seden samno enchemu ankasa etie Deputy Executive Secretary the Civil and Local Government Staff Association aye Trinity ase Prosac ora kodo kragani wode to aban nanim wosre no aban afoforo e won krofo sika da ho no osere wo mo pa wo mo de ne de menhwe aban no hwe no wamfanensa anka all in the name of IMF bieni enro me de ase enam penifo de nsemi etudwa.
Recently, organized labor, including CLOSAC, had to negotiate with government to exempt pension funds from the domestic debt exchange program. Keep off pension fund. We resolve to resist and fight any force that will attempt to tamper with the National Pensions Act 2008 at 766. Needs to be restructured. Now is the time, and now no more delays. SNIT needs to be restructured. Now is the time. Action now, no more delays. Workers, arise and protect your future. Happy May Day.
Ghana ban say wo enisuade hunu pa kyerese Paris Club. One more eba beboa wo mo se wo mo hwe ni mo se wo mo ne IMF board mpanifo betena se na afi won massage atomo no owo gidie pa se koi won mo betumi aboa na afi ye Ghana ye sika samo ntoto ye no agina ne na so se de aban pese wo ye Adom TV kase etoso.
Government through the Financial Stability Council will monitor continuously the impact of the domestic debt exchange program on financial institutions to enable it to take remedial action if and when necessary. This will ensure the measures put in place to safeguard incomes, deposits, pensions, investor funds and assets are effective. After achieving a staff-level agreement with the IMF in December 2022 in record time, 6 months after beginning the negotiations in July 2022, we've continued to work tirelessly to complete all prior actions required to present Ghana's program to the IMF Executive Board for approval.
Nanso emfa ho se mampanyini ahye omanfo bono adwumayiku awodo mpanimfo ehunu se eni se aban no ede sikasam a enkoyie no ehye COVID-19 yade ene Russia ne Ukraine entokwa Trade Union Congress eka eku a womo eko Workers Day dwumadie no osibi na won church panyini Dr. Yauba editu jase enya de a aban IMF awoko eneyi no ena ede ohawo a omanyi wo ewo sikasam ho no ebeba awiye ne senti aban empe bibfoforo enye emfa ho.
COVID-19 and the war in Ukraine have only exposed the weakness of our economy and the economic policy framework that has guided economic management in Ghana in the last 40 years. The reason Ghana has had to seek IMF support almost every 3 years is largely due to the flaws in the way our economy has been managed based on the neoliberal free market ideology. We would like to reiterate our well-known position that the IMF program can never take us out of this crisis.
Yegusoya wo May Day kasa hodo ye course wo hodo na Secretary General Trade Union Congress ura ya ban na ese kasa biemu na osi akatua ana adwumayefo akatua ebetimi atomo dia age se inflation no penifo ye bibi e de fa ho ba form kra se ba form dia eni entumu bia adwumayefo ehia won sa betimi aka eno so nsam de tudwa edi.
The workers of Ghana have suffered a very significant decline in their real incomes. A permanent solution to this is to make sure inflation comes down. We expect government to provide leadership in this direction. We want to take this opportunity to serve notice that if inflation remains high, organized labor will continue to demand wage increases that reflect inflation and the high cost of living.
And a May Day ya no war and Quanta South wo timantamu no one so de to aban anim se wo mo won na adwumayefo nkoyie kura wo ho enema board ne bibia nwonwona nso sika de tie ne tie ti aban sesa ne mema won won so nsama wo de tudwa ede.
1st of May 2023 We are celebrating this year's event under the theme Protecting Incomes and Pensions in an Era of Economic Crisis, Our Responsibility. And so it is a day we want to use to remind the government in a time of this crucial economic hardship that there is not a time to be touching the hard-earned monies of workers, nor touch the hard-earned monies of our pensioners.
Enwachi, at my phone kaya never honso so. Any Adom see this sankomui.
We are begging the government that with the prevailing economic conditions, things are not so good with all of us. So we are begging the last year negotiations, the necessary to have table some allowances, like fuel allowance, to trickle down to even the lowest rank. We are begging the government they should consider some of those things.
Necessary war a high kind of say and workers because as it's any wash into near Sheffield about on say on the Aketiano 2 mine. Now your map walk and their cost. Alright, so ready. Tiama necessary break.
And I'm saying, hold on, Aketiano now Nessa Jumano so you Jumano to Tanka buy no better than the share. But the honest for better now. Aketia who said, and go ye Titiana, Yawa, Mantama, Ewa, Umbrasine, Mantaman getting Emma Adisia,
And here we made the Yemuno Chartered Insurance Institute of Ghana, CII, so one more. Edekasa ato ho a obi entie bie die entie ho hia sense achiba wodo ho ehyemo ebie na one president Solomon Lati and wo chiremo se ehon so se makwan na adwene bi enipa bi wo na insurance fo buye no odi esikanom ne ade no ombeyi ni nyina so de free ho no Adom TV kase edi nkomoyi.
Somebody who asks, why are we doing a walk and coming to do cleanup? We just want to bring awareness to Ghanaians. If you have insurance and you don't tell the world about it, it's a crime. It's like being a Christian or preaching about Christ. Okay, so we feel it's our responsibility to let the world know about the good things insurance can do. Currently, the world is facing crisis. There's global warming, there's economic crisis, there are political crises all over. All these things are protected by insurance. But who nimua obaya den ehu. Insurance boy insurance bunyading. Insurance bunyading. But because I ain't nimiti, and we want to bring awareness to the entire Ghanaians. Say insurance is a good thing. We want to sacrifice. Today is a holiday. We want to use it to sensitize people that insurance is around.
Anya 19 kuto na womo edigu akwam CIIG dwumako no esan ebowura eponano esisa efia wodo bi a na ewo ho eno nso no ensem sei na president na edito Adom News in Central for anim.
At the moment, we have the president of the Insurance Brokers Association of Ghana with us. He's the one who's organizing this event. So you can imagine. The president of Ghana Insurance Association is here. He was my right-hand man throughout the walk. Everybody in the insurance industry is here. What I say? Insurance back together. So one of the things I'm doing is to bring everybody together to push the insurance agenda. Insurance with life, so funeral policies, health, your property.
International Youth Network for UN Security Council resolution. And a one more pound penny for a for ya one more share International Youth Network so the new mono Ghana manual form penny for who will be a demo and Neora Hobson Nadoye ya UNICEF Global Chair Edema International Youth Network a UNSCR 2025 Adom TV Kasia Koho etwaso
near aban impening for ye biano ye chrechiromo eti every constituency biano ye wo youth MP wo honum na wo study senior MPC ye wo modwuma ene ade se akwanya bama wa ura parliament awunim ne wo ye
enwachi ena Gordon Kusi apia hina wono ena ye country director eda IUN UNSCR 2250 ano enso edito emabunu no enim se asomdwe wu hia pa ne senti ena sa adwumade ya ba ebetete mabunu no ewo amanwasam a asomdwe ewo mu sebayi a obetimi ayebie na wode aboa ama wadwenkyira wode ebeto dwa ewo amanwasam ho no so empanifo etie na sopemu.
We are urging every youth to come on board. Sebayi this idea that network is here, so no, ebetimi achieve. Sebayi in the near future, no, the reign of this country will be taken by the youth.
Isanse International Youth Network wamaye ne semra shebedwafie nti awamra shebedwafo Chief of Staff and President Harvey Delasi Elom and ye Youth President ono so edin semsei and to dwa e wodwumedie no ase.
Many young people have aspirations to become youth, to become ministers of state, diplomats, members of parliament, in order to make impact in their societies, their communities, and their environment. And I am strong of the conviction that this great initiative will be the springboard for that to happen.
Say aduchum de atudwa won ye de won batumi bia na won mo si ye adankra ebefa girls dormitory be 600 beds de ama Christ the King SHS wo akaporiso wo boase mantam no emu Adom TV kase etwaso
santiman mu ha na ye nsrahwe aye fiti ase na edru oboase nso yakọ oboase sectec aba Christ the King any school for sia any teacher for sia ya omo aka ne ehia omo akire yen nso ya akire omo kwan befa so a ebetimi di mpuntu aba ha Christ the King ha omo boys girls dormitory bia akona nimpa nti e konkra akohwe kwan befa so eba na behwe no mo wie ama omo na maya no nya baby papa ada.
Headmaster Edema Christ the King ewo Boase East owusu jima enso nsem odi tu dwani
yellow bus 2010 ane yensa kan na nsan etu se free ha kokuma se kura kofaduane a edu anwan kwanta na a break it down ne akoji ofun ase kokko ben for de ana akofaduane na ba na nsan ne yetumi aputuni in order etumi kokuma se eba na girls dormitory nso enni ha no classroom ane manida omo dormitory ankasa kura no they have problems na hwe ma ye that classroom nti senkomutumi be wi a ebeboa
District Chief Executive for Boase East Faustina Emisa enso edin semsi na tudwa
Mamini kende na sekra say enne na watimi abanan aba Christ the King Secondary School and any school nkwalano omi adwuma school ha no bedi nkita ho enno no ema nipa ne hunu say babi owo no ochitafo bi mpanifo ani hwe omo ente beboa pa de amamani age ho kra ne say ye girls dormitory a yaka ho asam beye emre kakra abetino ko a ye wie ye enye enema ba ko mienu bia esi contractor no ene enema nketenkete be panka sabrenka yode dada a yentimi wieye odani abehwe na wasahye ye bose wokui anamon bia wose otu oboa na one MP kabom womoye ama bia enduru afrese bia nyankopɔ adɔ bibia nsi ya na nka ya wie no na mani agepa
TV Badwam kasia no pay na hana brama kwan na ye de se ye da se afofie no yade ahomie wie benada na ye benada ntinya wadwen se na ye dwada na ye benada enti sorry na sa wo kwa awurade mfa nkomra somdwe mu de adu so no de bonkrata na ye krado na online stories no wa ha Orobo Bismarck akwasinsia nso gina na so memu akwaba bia bokode ya da se yan hyase de online adomonline.com ho ne ye de hyase na no pay na enra ene ye kase ebomu se de amamu ene TUC don't touch our fund I know eho ensem ena won de to Ghana ban anim yesika ne de yesra wa ban emfa nkoho kura se be ya dachi yakoya humidie mu a eno ane yedi bedidi tie ho ensem eno no ensem foforo mu adomonline.com so yese taxes foforo na wo mo agitu mu parliament na kwasi ene esha
stati enra senra
FS na mpa nti ene asha
no bia auto ade a unya receipt bia hu se changes abem
nti eno ho asam ubadomonline.com eno so ye de abani na ayi special prosecutor bi na ekasa yes say the corruption adudi emu se no koboa just awura yemu enye nkoyi ti ho asam adomonline.com so de aba nra wo bedwam so ura baba jaman so ena ba ye nie nti na samo ne akwasi di hu nkomo no bradomonline.com na behwe se baba jaman se Or your best man influence his decision to contest a Akwatia seat. How Baba Jamal's best man influenced his decision to contest Akwatia seat. The best man.
Nadam already a check. That was somewhere I think 2000 won. Nadam for yen best man. Yes, no ba Nima East Ayawaso. And also on to me contesting to no ko Akwatia. Tis the best man every what they are. And then Sukra will. Oh, Tine say, Quenwa also beba Akwatia, Obeba East Ayawaso. Ah, yeah, Tiamitra Manuka Akwatia, Manka, Gidia Power, East Ayawaso, Nima, Coba Winne, Sano Huno. Yeah, near Tiaja. Tia some no. Entertainment in Sunia, no more Golden Movie Awards. There is no sponsorship. Mimi and Danny. Also at the end of the Daily Graphic, the Bokata, and so any what the president and other than Kwakufadu Funi about say, we will protect incomes, pensions of workers. President assures organized labor. Galam say try see yet the Nipa 727 Aquakojina Sibibia, Yebo Kodu Galam say and send some home. 10 cathedral into hospital. TUC tells government, hey, you know,
Papa, I cannot do too much. Yeah, Penfobu baby say, in so tapon. What you were with? Hey, well, to say, when you're opportunity, who's a composing not what's in a change of pay, no Jagumusa, no crack, nipa bread. So, opportunity in ye. Uncle Yako Quas, no be a casa penny no qua on Kakare. Radio money when what the 2 1 study at ya will be answering to me and Yano. What I say. Ah, the animal thing. Oh, National Cathedral.
Tuesday for us, what I to say National Cathedral now, Mampena Nado down Kokufana by Asino. Or Munyanum Fanya Hospital. Hospital can see a bam. Ya Ghana ni bi hu dodo na se pa ya se bia pia kwose ho yade a ehu hia se betu yemhye free Ghana akwa monone
asa UGMC ne kolebu ne
any region
konfo anoche ne region ne tachima yensensi another big hospital ebe yete sa monone de na omko ho no
monone de sa bi na is a Tuesday for na ehwe kom se ye tu kwanya kwa monone ache dodo sa doctor for na ewo nom ne wo esu bi wo Ghana ne omu hia equipment
sa
no mu hia ye equipment o be ye so me equipment na mu hia se
na kwasi ko UGMC oh ya shada bo aproko ho aniema ho fidie wo ho no e ho de okọ ho no mo dia e bo ne wo so de but bibia wo ho bibia nti sanka sade wo mo ken se se nya ne so sa ya head of UGMC dia de nti na so tu kwan tutwa ticket play ticket to cry and sana obekọ honum dollars num ne pounds num ne ade he said omo kan
National Cathedral de yes na nyamena na ebetwa de agi nipa
ko se nyama bebre wo nyame so a wo ye fa we meka no
o so mse nyame na ahye ehon mo se yentu san mo
nyame mo ma no bre too much o ya kwasi si aba na ko lock ye dada obia na nyame bibia nyame adebo ese ye aye o de pa ma ye yenye no techi no oboa ye ti bibi ho a munya na ya yenye ya de
bro man sika ne de ka yenyae se this National Cathedral o man sika ne de
sanko bi na
man sika ne de yes aban wa asase de enya fe na ban kwato asase ne di hu sika de abro me wa asase metwa fa bi de ama ne opeso de ye ne fa ye because which is Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams Pastor Mensa Otabeni asofo akese ke ka ho Ghana esom no ma sore ma e ka bom si e besi National Cathedral enye ni sa aban kra de etwetwe ne nase yes abanyai
asase na asofo no anka humbo
no ne issue no
it depends on the award in Montreal
yes kuni asofo no bebredi nkomo se de kefiti ase nim se ne aban ya ma nyina se o secure asase na de amaye na ka ya ready yes ya pento boa kwa mo no ne amanfo kasa se Ghana so ye Kristoman ye pese ye nya bibi kese ye de hye nyame no munyam se mampani on his personal thing na se o kase mesu nyame kopon kwa pam se maybe bi se man na so obi ye na mampani pese sport dia fine na so man na gi ade we de si na so ne yeso ya ne aka na ayi amanfo ba ba hwe na sike be nya de afri mu mesre na ayi from say tourism authority omumbu nkunta fa nkyere sike be nya de afri national cathedral saman for kaso behwe as compared to tourist site or Ghana ya abandon ye kase ye revive that tourist site na se kebe nya de ye for compare national cathedral ye nye ho sa so ye nye ho sa it shouldn't be because ye support it because ye man pedi na aka no o man will be obetimi aye no man na pia asase ene asase nyame na de ache ye ifia se be bia ginen se ye wo de na so de ma akosinsia wan no beko
bia no nko
so nyame na de asase na che man pedi so we ya baya asase kamre ye abcd but nyembo ye ntino ni o man so de support any but ahun ye hie mu ye pia Ghana skasa egu national cathedral mu reverend kusi boate ne mpanifo eka ho enye fe yes nyame ye nyima se bi ye ya nyame ebe hira but nyame so ni ma ho ye hia ne ma ewom all say bi am person ne kwa pam ka kire se nyame sisi esi wi a all of a sudden ho ye hia na to betwa but if it made the magic thing for our economic crisis there openi ni episi kegum enkusi dabai ti asofo asori e wo Ghana ye kase ye 55 Ghana is the intimate national cathedral over 70% at Christopher Ghana say kase the pepa to sana mo we agigi 55 cities e free obiawa Ghana 30 million 70% of 30 million say no be 55 Ghana cities there be na we there government UN signed $517 million development agreement ni nyina so ye ska ke benye bu ha ya na ese pia de gu the new crusade guide AG prosecuting 119 criminal cases involving 727 accused persons across the country laments slow court process and demands cooperation from judiciary. Okay. 400,000 MPP grassroots work with Alan. Chant a drew also to break the 8. Deputy Lands Minister woos investors in Paris. Primpac exonerates Kojo Opon Kroma. Eti enano asma Professor Frimpong Boatembe kanye ese Kojo Opon Kroma den samtire fo kogu hotel bi wo Eastern region. Ya no mobopo edi etiano no. Primpac fa aba bonti abetudwa se na enya nokore. Na program no a Bank of Ghana and organize here on behalf of Primpac. So mo de tete ensentire fo e wo kwan be fa so e bo amane e wo sikasemo emu. And what two on Saturday free or swap for Kojo Opon Kroma as guest speaker. It's Obehe Kura na in Central Football on a interview to Musa or Kojo Opon Kroma say. Interview no Opon Kroma a year no. Na or yes or the trap bono mobilitia from Pom Boatnana. The Primpac for Senior Opon Kroma na organize that program on pay Tremubi Uncle Bank of Ghana. No mra Primpac for and so on. New Crusade Guide anyway ever.
It's here we akwasi me fancy ya yemfa do bonkrata no ensi here na asemidi kan wo kwasi gina na so wasade no beto so agudie mu nsam ebeba nkoma ahodo wo kire ne pensem mu nso beba ne entena fi sabre kwasi no nkron bebo ne edwumadi ahodo nyina wa Adom TV bedi afia amankwa hatamaklo meja kwasi ho no wato so
Adom TV so Adom TV so bejo edwumadi efse dia wo kansi wo sempa esa ken no pensu ja medindi Enoch Kwesi Wolanyo Wallace agudi crutch bakope the only nomenclature the professors degree in sports the Regina Wallace the nation's presenter and amazing kunyana me kono kwanten kwadin smawdo ensa kana no pensu biu e Ghana agudi eja shane so mam se nyuma kumiensa madama wom na ebo machidom emena no pensu eden komo no etia ba one expert have always told you that betting there is better than sakawa give fast mixture do it three infection sedu ko heba shops and pharmaceutical shops in them on sabitimia kabinafi sedimo gel and roll on your ultimate pain relieving gel set me kebe no subetia bo shaman main market bi ho na fetema so nya na obetia from na for pain for etia san hwetwen komo se otu bi akoto na se otode ye ho no obetia from 0208219129 na one sedimo gel and roll on phone pain for yen hwetwen komo yen hwemwa emanema entintuto ye fama o madama wo na etechira bo mena no pen so ye den komo no etimi ejaw no but ye call demdi for football Omsu Jumedia Mudi Amafo Beka and Sente Morgana no na yɛde taboa ato amputee football association ɔmo dwumadi a ɔmo di so a na ɛno ɔmo kwan sɛ ɔmo nyinam nsia kensi of football mu mene ka sɛ the world governing body for amputee football for chese sa taboa no ana ban no ɔmo yi de fi Ghana amputee football activities so nti fi sa bere kɔ de ɔmo adi dem no ɔmo betimi asantoa so etimi esia kan my Ghana na sa dwumadi kɛse ne timi asanto dwamra ɔmo de extraordinary congress etimi tentam so April 29 2023 ana unanimous decision etimi sa PM ɔmo approve sɛ Ghana fi sa bere kɔ de dem before ɔmo betimi abobo
Ghana fastest human 2023 de no atudwa na wotwe awie dwumade ne nyina ye de akogu menteme ho ase ene ntawantawa kakra baaye ena no efa no amputee football e my Ghana mu nti enam so ena world governing body ade tabo de to omo so nti no munya kwan kosi akan e competition bia mu no ene yo mutira ye a ye sa asoni afiri omo so nti ne afiri wakoi akana ya amputee football team no akansie bi abeto nsafra ye no ye beje pene agina mu ate oman nanim obekaye a sansem ye tudwa wabra extraordinary congress etudwa ewe apubu sumi ne de toso aduonu nkron no empenifo pagya oman Ghana nsase sabrei omo ho son omo sanso mbra magina mu se ne be ya omo tumi agina go pamaso asi omo kan ne sansem Ghana yetiri ba be ye nyina ene gina president Adom Africa Paralympic Committee and the Ghana Paralympic Committee eso ura Samson Dean oni ni team ene ekuche nsem de gu nkrata so a omo present ye esanso twe ho daawre anu nti na mpenifo gitu mu a nei Ghana amputee team omo nya omutira didim ene na afiri wakoi akense bi omesi akan wo mu ni titire African Para Games ebepa so ewa African Games na se no omagina mu apagya oman Ghana franka no akonkonkon
nti amputee football fi say abere kodi empenfo chese bi kwan de to nom se kwan bia som so betia agina masi akan yemedi ewie kra no dwumadi kese itime ba so Liu Mahama Sports de Mukuma na se GMPC Ghana's fastest human omo first meeting na se competition itime san to dwa se dwumadi na nya asem ketwa kra hwese na hyanisi course na no memeda na kobasa branche de dini Barnabas agre ono so itime san chair bobre from University of Development Studies UDS and ono so ebe chair bobre from the Northern Zone o'clock 10.13 seconds dwumadi itime san pima men seniors no with me edi nkunim elsa race nim na dwumadi no Jamaica ni this year na kenkan no tumi kabra ne edema Jamaica for a friend say Asafa Power odani 18 sanchira se koboa emaniama etimi etoyi
Ghana fastest human 2023 de no atudwa na wotwe awie dwumade ni nyina ye de akogu ohwe memo ane maba akopie dwumade na se Liu Mahama agopama kese ne so a tamali na nya agrokra ana 15 emane memo afia na 18 emane memo na ne kwakra mu empenimfo na nkasa ade pemso a ekowi ase omo ebo modene no yede omo medas atu omo kom esanji omo achede yede bibia pemso ewiye ya America tufo yi epo omo ho modene no na Barnabas agre ono kosuku wa UDS ewo tamale ono edi kane wo mema na famu o ewo senior sinim safo ansanso wa UDS otoso mienu deresa akode enso otoso miensa emamu yi enkofo po mabaso na maya na famu o eno nso seniors no ababa Beatrice Boache ona di kane Grace Adundra enso toso mienu a Felicia Awudi atoso miensa ewo sa contest nim na Jamaica ni di hye ya na yiri ya Ghana ni Asafa Power papa yi ni sanse America de utimu akotene nti okohwe America tufo bi na oja kasemu ade nsem kakra tudwa Ghana's fastest human 2023 no.
I've seen a lot of talent here today. You know, I was very excited to really watch you guys just work towards it. You know, you have your own, you know, you're representing Ghana already, and you know, I'm sure he loves it, and he's going to be creating a lot more opportunities. So you too can create opportunities. So just stay focused and work hard, and you will get there one day.
Ti Asafa Power Jamaica ni de share America brand ya watu bi atwam no ana nei ono so ebe techre ma Ghana's fastest human dwumadi edi kan mutime de tentam so e wale ma sports stadium no yama 18 yi nyame adoma enkomo no ebetia start was bi mba chen so ma say Jeffas best am de Jeffas do it ahwe no ana ebo achidom ana fin so 1xbet have always told you that betting there is better than sakawa ni hia ne say obedi kan atwa ne befu na watin edi ne befu san say bet there utwa ne kuma bi edi ne kuma sa manum ka kire busuafo ne namfo say nei awon kire ba unya kakra bi afa guso na emwa ema odeketwa ekwaje ekese sanso na Jeffas Mr. do ebo adwuma sedimo gel and room your ultimate pain relieving gel fisabile kwode ya odi pain ana oti wo bidie ni ma fu pampa so be pimo na sele tu ase na boa emanema 822 yo madama wo me na techire boa mena no penso ye dia wo kensi un sempa saka 8 jam me the Enoch Kwesi Wolanyo Wallace agudi catch back open am jinemu e of course evidence based presentation 8 jao rade entene ma onyo kese nfu bi ne da so ni na wo fa nko bi ne da so the act of being a good guest is to know to say goodbye
achi ebiem yedamase se guso ehwe bedwam ewo Adom TV live on DSTV channel 280 Go TV channel 119 ohwe live on so ewo Facebook search for Adom TV YouTube so kwa search for Adom TV mo fa check sakraye ewo asemi dika ebrede ebremunum na kan eye anopa 6:20 bene ye yidi aba sabre eti free na ekọ nyina asem di kan wie ya na pese mu eto aso anisa me yidi se mwate ase sanso e de amunti ene epese yesom yie na ba bia wadru bia no wotu timi nya bre na wo hwe ne ekoso Ghana na watimi so ro ano atom ebia no tini aye ne sei e de amamo no etimu amonam kwan so ekọ adwuma obetimi ahwe live on Facebook and ase YouTube obetimi so akodu office so a obetimi ahwe enso office afa na ofrifi so obetimi ahwe akra ansa na wafrifie o my God nkan ko ne yedie etiamede ne yakosi ensia anopa wedi em se besa na akra bi ntem ne ma mo sha ase se wo consensus on potemu a frɛ ye to be one among ebi one response aba ebi one response so aid labor director pato quickly fa me ko ahafo bediako bola kese na esum wonom no na rade Ghana eti bola ya huni hwe ba bia bola no egu na hwe ba bia nipa tete obi na frɛ no boy amane ese ne ekoso wo ahafo bediako wo ahafo mantemu eno no ewo esnafo north mainstream asem ena meka ne seye Honorable College Dauda me chia one anopen so ho ye e be honorable obi fa chairman yeah deputy sports minister o constituency asem na meken eti bola ye sum ye ewo ahafo bediako on se ye zumi ede eba no hu ba bia efie na amanfo etitim no ewo nipa le frɛ your boy amane send hu video ni pictures ni frɛ MC yo wonom MC so me chia no pen oso de wapem o MC no so wapem because honorable ya osebu ahiyo ye MC say krata bi oso otwere e de Ministry of Sanitation honorable Cecilia Abnada pa atena ye watwere krata de ko oso atwere krata miensem mu a enso honorable Cecilia Abnada pampo and receive and recognize it cross we receive krata bi krata free chai about zabol away who be any party who TV ni so he be any party o nipa be any party ye sumbola say e de agya honom assembly koto assembly sika no entimi entu sa bola we watwe katam prensa according to the MC watwe katam prensa e de abre honorable Cecilia Abnada pa minister for sanitation and water resources ma mi entimi acknowledge hypocrisy and sa akakrata to one amount ti yare se twam na manfoti afodi ako ekomu honorable Cecilia Abnada pa I refuse ni pasunti na nkai wo so refia ye kai wo said DC ni si watwe kata 3 times na brown na ba bia bola esum na ba bia nipa ete aden ye ho sei tema for go de asi ya tom de ama owuo sem na muto nya ya mark mu obia time ade because yade on be kumu a efin ene kankan ene bekum saa ena mfa pane bia ho ne agya ne saa cause DCOs MCO no so fi say why na afam de bia enye yenti no won fa ne sakra nkoka na ka DC so kenya asem ne ka e ka de se minister kran timi kran enyi wano a etie timi nyi bola ho express kakra ba kankan na eku amanfo no enkofom kankan na etu amanfo no enti enkofom two why na ma ho kwan ese amanfo kra ensi dan wo miam ho da yesum bore ko bore esum ni so yo TV ni so a enye na ne yeto sa bolo de gu onom eye bola entwem kwa bese finsha bese num ekodu cause enye bola na ne yeye why na ma ho kwa ma amanfo ti mesisi one night ebi besa area honom did you see say ye kan wasam so asem ne so ya problem ona bo sisi abrada pa tuwa na mo amanfo awu o te kankan ho to de obi ade said o de buy ho na mo tuo ya yetu e de ama ho eno no mejidi se empenfo atena sopem obetu ho na mo nso ahafo bedi akona sa ball ya hwe TV so ewo that after quickly for me call St. Michael Senior High School one koko in the Eastern region. St. Michael. Hey, Erade, Hugana mobo. Erade, Hugana mobo. My empenifua a dream or my home. My empenifua a yenny or no, you didn't know mabedin quaint na war president to above for momo. Empenifua Ghana, one dream, Ghana, what tete, Ghana, Okwadana, Ghana, who swing you won't swing. Ya bre ene mpanifo a anyi wo man ho ya bre de pesamin kuminyam mpanifo ya bre de mpanifo asem ya adwemfin adwekankan bre onua ase na mame nkoa me ho so sa mpanifo de wade ya bre sa mpanifo no school ya o TV so friend St. Michael Senior High School e wa poe mantem mampaninda da John ajekum kufo abreso ena e two high school ho anamo. From 2008, bepem na yenye. Yenye school no. From 2008. 2008 ebe sinne school no yenye. That after quickly mama picture na nkura ne ti eduase esuade no. St. Michael Senior High School. Mama picture nkura no eti eduase esuade no. Na me kire arefo ade bi mampanin da akofo abreso si yensi school pharmacy school yi yensi school dan yo pharmacy school yi yentimi ensi school no en ye jense na akunko hon ama ne ukopia school no a akwala ntitimia sesei en esuade edua sesei edi so for that was an adisuafo ana to osan ana kyerɛkyerɛ ni tinanim meanwhile aban ni sika kwɔhye school a yesim wo abanya ba Professor John Vasatames na mefa ne crazy wabakɔ John Dramani Mahama wabakɔ na nado danko akufo ne te Ghana abanya kɛse so ya monfrɛ wo St. Michael Senior High School na so titimia se esuade but man penda da akufo ehye project ase se nim se school no eni ekade school ni baabi akola betena se esuade yesim omo abanya ba abankɔ eso bi agya no honom ena nkora ti duase adai from 2008 and a former president Kufuor share sa project na se o that some video ni bi near school no baby a president Kufuor esi amna pepe akọ 2008 o ya ka abro ye wa Ghana mpanifo bi etimu tiremu a mu mpansa mati ase Ghana ma de ba ko ma mpanifo aba ni project say one so baba na se project no ehun sikasem nyina ya awode a minister bie no opeso obepushi because we say opushi ade no benya di wo ho ye mpanifo na nyom to amamu no ne omo dwi na meka cho no ne ama project bebre aye abandoned no because minister buy no oh na say school ya awode awie sika bia ho bia ekọ ete ne me nkọ kakra ho asem biem me wa bia me kakra sika nkọ akọ adimi anya adwuma ni nyina se minister be fua so biem se yen sanfa sika nkogum na ba bia wo de contract de ko onya bi ni de onye ana me abaning project bebre ena no na ye konfa no che maternity block ewie che ya band ye se ye mbungu and awra wo someone na wom ye se ne ye to ne ye bo se hey abaya ya de o abaya de yawu abanya boya krono abani timotin and the Ghana for ye bo maternity block a whole story building ye put in gu ese pejal foforo eye de CSC sikasa na mpanifo ma na be ka cho se skanu afo na be nwinwin ebi na hwe no TV so no yes school way back 2008 and I know Ghanas yes enkwada da ba bia se be ye janan ebia headmaster ne kasate aso kan o se school dan na suo na ya abandon no o sergeant fu Dr. Kwame Nkrumah ne CEO ene wanwie abai ko from about 60 years ago eti se be yenya pani bia na makonya so anwo me kan kire se ampa Ghanas for wo Japade se ma me first kan ko hyem ne yetibi anwie ne preko yenya pani bia ana Ghana perfo to da bia abro ne adwembone adwemfi wo mtrimsa adai muso na muso Ghana niska adem ko IMF mom binti okodu IMF dobri manimu a o mama mbi na na mko na mso mama mu a ka sebie nyina betena se adwe ma ne ho me nya yam se ka mo obi amoye bosia biem we have more than enough resources to develop our country. Se kama kwa sisi akwa mo bia mo yabosia biem. Sikedi na doso dodo. Sikedi organa no adoso too much. And $3 billion ye man pani esabi se akwada wo panfo anim. And $3 billion ye man pani ese akwada. O shame pani na se gunachi. Because one can say ya ye mfesi kama no. $3 billion you $3 billion in tea. Si amoyan kase ye bre ye. Ni anya se esimesi na start ye wa ma contract awie me ba me nyaska ni bi ni etimi ntwa so dia o man ne bebo. O man no ebebo age ye nyina ye nsem. Adwempone ne doso dodo. Pesemi nkominya ne too much. Pesemi nkominya no e too much. Debia me ka se me say and na ye ka say MPP na power. Who ye MPP na se bibi e ko wronga. This is the time where you can call for change. This is the time where betimi qualify say you correct ade na e ko wrong no because our party ni power who can ye mfi. So our party any power who can omo mfi. Omo betimi aboa me correct the wrongs no the supporters sympathizers of the new patriotic party. Talk. Monkasa mona mkasa mampani betie mampani ti opposition for asem sao Ghana mampani for no won tie opposition for asem sa won fanya he because so opposition there one man at the papa bi o de bebu o man no eti mona mo be mampani no monkasa kire no ano se nyina yesoro da jam Nana finance minister be kan say I am sikai by May ending no say ensaka say ensaka ye boto on se nyina yam hihye yen amamu bone sikadie basa pesemi nkuminya ena dia bedwi ba bi adwi o man akanya kupon hira ye sei ye wo gold ye wo timber ye wo diamond ye wo boxer ye odi ne ani nyame hu ye mobo non share den okay o man nwie peyo emfa me yoso man ye di pensemu etwaso Eddie Nkomo pensem nyumadi so on Badwam wo Adom TV make us go so share live wo Facebook or share live on so YouTube so that benya share Go TV channel 119 and DSTV channel 280 so obetimi ahwe and so on my bedwafo atrase for that second same Nkoma Franco Trading Enterprise me come say phone papa na himfie na Josuo ene ehonom Franco de ne niema nyina ye fine ne niema ye fine pop on fact sa tipo sa dio basa no Franco niema bia be kona dwoso bia woto bia otim se niema eye papa ebeche edi amount na ne ede won krai se osanso ewo niema ne bo no ewo fom ne niema na wo no ne bo no sa wo fom kra edmont obi okọ Franco bia no ne ne kra na so betimi ato be kono ato be se mienu because the papa no woto ne bo esa ewo fom e say ye iPhone say ye Samsung say ye Nokia and put a smart TV na pe 32 to 65 inches na ope say tabletop fridges na ope dia na ope wo Franco awonsa entimi enka de omi yesem se na nsen yisi fo ani age abre mu twetwamafo enka dem eti ne obe nyina ene se air conditioner o yusu o dem bonum etwe enka ne bebre atwe sesi yi tu na kope Franco air conditioner bi efa boardem eye kama se ebe ma dem wonum achele e ho be yenwunu but ebe twe enka ne aketuwe bi Franco air conditioner no hwe Franco e won kran tema kuma se miamia odo bia be ko bia from e 0246 422 338 0246 422 338 Franco Trading Enterprise was still phone papa efie and one Safari Tissue and so in the be makato say COVID-19 ya abanti and obi agya handkerchief using no obi ade adwuma eye tissue se na bia owi abetimi ato atwe na nkofo yade ansa mfama ho na tissue nyina na e papa ebu wa mepo no se kakra na tutu e de akawanem Safari Tissue emu edu o de po no betimi tsa ebi frɛ ye pa obi o de Safari Tissue edu dwuma enkanka choba operators be catch say customers no energy is as so the pastor epepa bibia yi eyi enkwan bia e de frɛ unsa Safari Tissue no pebito na emwa Richoko ya kase ekoko enie enaja ya numu a Richoko de se wonte wasma na fe nem se bia obepie Ghana we akwada fe da wote Richoko a anonom de kama bia de ti wo ye mamu atutim se ekwa na otim se wanum koko pa Richoko kama anopai pebi na wo bo efagu bo ba na ko school a ye ma no emfa enko school for some person ye anopati kakra bi man koda na Richoko de kamfo de ma was zest consult enso de we di sua na person ko sua de o se scholarship akọ UK US akọ sua de se ye IELTS S8 na fa area zest consult and amekamfo o makachi de amount isa so me na betimi aboa amwatimi nya ene mapa e wodi sua akọ sua e wa amanonim and watimi aboa Ghana de over best 2000 e sua de e wo UK and USA from 0555 631 633 0555 631 633 o efie na wo ton ana wo pefie so aton a frɛ saa number is see o meboa so you go na so yasene emi ede pensem dwumadie eto aso ede amamanfa a very good morning enko enfama Queen Mother yo wo denchra nana hima Sara ayensua nana kwasere ena penfo edi akwaside ewo dwunkwa ayefie nana onkwaso nyame enhyiraw nyame onyo kese oma wonyini ewo emfie ene ahoden prompromye emu wahemfo oma wade hye nyina ase yema wotri enkwa Dr. Mark Oliver Kevo Eastern Regional Chairman de ma NDC amayoko sanso ena Davis ansa opoku NPP machine bi ma de hye a one prior so in the Eastern region they about Eastern affairs Dr. Bokode
menia Shayache
bibia very fine yameti ase constituency it's a region to say
oh bibia boko region no go so aye tutu ya nema
okay go so aye 13th no constituency say na entiment to abane bi
abato be cost wo ba bia but there are places are parliamentary no
okay
you are holding on kakra
okay
baby to say ayinsuano baby to say Akwatia baby to say Lower West Achim
okay
and baby to say Afram Plain South
okay
you are holding on kakra for one reason or the other
okay
but niakani nyina you better about her better both presidential and the parliamentary no
okay enti CAA they go first letter free general secretary oba say oma window be say omo fanko CCA
I'm so say we na some constituencies be na come count on the first letter no ma ba count from N to 13th May. Are possible say as regional chairman challenges be wa ma constituencies be a film wait me resolve.
Me need to say within the next 2 weeks, you know, a bit me abaswa mama to abano. And until a final letter, there's a final letter.
Sure.
That was signed by Deputy General Secretary. So that is the final letter. Okay. Abano.
Okay.
And this is even one of the most successful primaries I hear. This is the first time. This is the first time. I hear Dodosa at a good 29 out of 33. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Last 4 years. Yeah. You know, in 3 phases. Yeah. First 15, and yeah, the next 8 or 9, and I kind of twice.
Okay.
But to be able to do 29 at a go, no, major success. I mean, this an improvement over the past. I have 4 constituencies. Me did say ni here. Very part of the next batch.
Okay.
Beto eswaba.
Any issue honum?
Any issue a broso. Some are for strategic reasons. You need to wait and see what your opponent is also doing. So what I say, city be what you free opponent.
Okay.
So what I say. Okay. So you don't treat it as an ordinary NDC seat.
Number 1.
An ordinary, I mean, would so what I say. But you don't treat it as an ordinary seat. Ubia nko contest na yako contest ni wia we winning nko. You may create further divisions and further problems.
Okay.
It will be open amaya kofa form amaya to abano kra. There are certain fundamental issues I also resolve we.
Open some impose candidate be war constituencies ni biso na.
No. Imposition there's a tremo. There's say it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen that way. You be open nomination. But be anywhere, you be say you open nomination. Nominations will be open. You open nomination. Wow, a confirm myself or by support to party. No. You be more kwan. Amwaba. Na ya party no branch of honor to swaba. You move away from you bodin say we nkojina ha na ache. You know, and your party ni mo no NDC party and your party the padodo e kire ma dwen pa.
Okay.
E wo mamu ha say.
Okay.
Every polling station I friend a branch no. Nipa 9999 and e kire ma dwen.
Okay.
Or the compare omo ben yen MPP for na.
Okay.
Nipa 5555. There's here then ya trim at the constituency level. Nipa 28. And you ese omo so kire ma dwen. Or the compare you nuanu a 17. It you know in terms of expansion of the decision making, you know. Okay. NDC ye biem pa yi enya party a obi bega say ye do babia ye do obi bega say chenchen na ye do obi she obi so say ono na onyina so
it is strategy benko
that will not happen.
Strategy benko na
party na enim nia yeah we need to keep the seat ye wono, and to keep the seat ye wono we need a united front. You need your structures to be very, very grounded, and sana why once you have kept your seat no.
Okay.
Then you need other seats in so as a free opponents.
Okay.
Those ones to go in with a different strategy. You don't treat all constituencies as equal. Constituencies in
sure.
The dynamics are different for every constituency.
Okay.
It will confer general rule apply to every constituency. Say, you may end up having issues in some of the constituencies. I want to sit out one than one will be lose.
Okay. Yeah. Dr. Mark Oliver Kevoye, Eastern Regional Chairman of the NDC, Manyuku, and Chair OPK Bejonia for the discussion. What I say Eastern Region there, you can't wanna or move through Marquess partner on Macha Ukan Ebe. Before I call your main topics, St. Michael Senior High School. Mo party about power. Since 2008, we have a pendada for a CDC one. Dear na my difficult say to me every ma disua for nya baby akotena de asua de ko no amne school pen for bidin ko na stay ka che sem kwara we da so tena wiase e na chiro mo de wa ye wo project kese e ho no
yeah say obisa mo ya o ye further interrogation and come back say abra o mampani ku for e shase no
okay
crown na at say 3 classroom block itima a friend saying and kind of say JSS for and primary school for.
Okay.
So what I say, and it was a good start because a whole area no this Afosua Brim Secondary School. And no na a secondary school and
okay.
Yes, sir. This a bank koko and now for bepono and sana school kwala secondary school. Those who don't want to go far, these are the secondary schools are not available. So it was a good addition to the number of secondary schools are now and Smith, because me so secondary school. So I know and I've taught in Kouti. I know about that secondary school. A bra, Oman for at the core secondary school core 4 years. No bekaya.
Yeah.
Ena Oman Penny Professor Mills Ebesum. And quickly you can say yenye crash program. Now secondary schools do na wo honi nyina no. Omo emfa facilities ni bi enka. And no, so Smith was a beneficiary. And this abai, the classrooms ni bi eka ho and it no sabe abandoned projects. A woman has it. Ya kasi ye di ho komo a. Titru ne wa mantam ya kasi ye biem ne di ho komo a. Ebi a Smith na makwakwako. But there are several other abandoned projects. It is not just even secondary community day secondary schools are now Oman John Dramani Mahama Sindiaka the war hono cry.
Okay, so Professor John Evans Atamus John Dramani Mahama 8 years dear Namoya was Smith school no. I
cannot specifically because they are the tables, you know, but I'm aware some classroom blocks were built. Yes, were added. That I'm aware of. And when we say the immediate past regional minister na or Eastern region, maybe some from Pong.
Yeah.
That is the constituency no. Ehona ofi ono ofrafosu and akwase nyaka brim north.
Okay.
And I know for a fact say adwuma ekoso hosa.
Okay.
And enya won kwa like I was saying. Even a whole technical training college. Minimum so on said draw for now for one call a whole technical training college crowns or man penny John Dramani Mahama esiwafusuo and also abandoned. Operation Vanguard for and the demo omo dia hostel and Operation Vanguard for a demo. That's a whole technical training college. Ya de tete a teacher for omo be kire ye ma omo call technical and vocational ade. It would have been the second in Ghana. But basically free 2016 MPP e winning ya Wampani Akufo-Addo ebetena so no.
Okay.
It has been abandoned. So what I say. So that is the extent of Nyama Akoso Ghana has a titru appointment come.
Okay. What's it? Since him say enche OPK ebejo. Wait me do comment ejai ewo on Facebook ni akenkan edema. That chapter standing by. TUC Secretary General tape no FMAM ne be say enkomodina say de everyone say TUC Secretary General tape no aye ready dia yentiasma no de tudwa ewo May Day jumede na se ne beto ankomodie ne so.
Government can lead us out of this crisis, and the government can do so by cutting expenditure on non-essentials, including the need to stop spending our hard-earned revenue on a national cathedral. Let me say this again. We believe that government can lead us out of this crisis by cutting all non-essential expenditures, including the need to stop spending our hard-earned revenue on the national cathedral. I'm sure the president will have something to say about this. The president has always said he wants to create another Notre Dame in Ghana so he can attract a lot of visitors. but we disagree. In fact, comrades, it will be better to convert the project into a national hospital. Mr. President, you can also reduce the size of your government.
Okay, and Dr. Yauba, Secretary General Edema TUC, Equador, made a media course so Boga Tanga in the Upper East region. And what is what to just say? President should convert National Cathedral to a national hospital. Okay, what are you arguing?
Well, so when me did say, and this is buying back, and this is buying back.
And it's about converting National Cathedral to national hospital.
Yes. Because, Sabe, you're too by you, so you're buying. You represent the aspirations of the people. So what you say, near the pado duono epeno. That is what we are buying or why. And Sabe, cathedral say me, ya di hun komo, edi hun komo bibiri. Actually, mu akase. Baby, omampeni eka because osha a friend saying na TUC penino or the Notre Dame France no example. And almost 182 years in this year. And no mampeni be one term. Notre Dame no. It took them 182 years and no this year. Okos Pena. There's a cathedral, Omo AC Sagrada Familia. A 138 years, Omugususi. 138 years. Omugusua Omo AC. You know, etino, you may have the vision. But oh sorry, Enkukuru, close to over $300 million. Enfan kutu. Asase ese usi cathedral. Meanwhile, oman yesi ye kwa IMF, ye kwa 3 billion. Na IMF ono mote kwambo se sika o wona na se sika wunya no. Say na o spending na. Woji di se omo benya kukuduro no, anaso benya ahofama no e di sika na ma. Minua share your health system, and I'm told as I'll come to say Cape Coast Regional Hospital.
Yeah.
On ICU. A 5 beds. A pen or ICU.
Intensive care unit.
5 beds.
Cape Coast Regional Hospital.
Regional is supposed to be a regional hospital, and yet this hospital, regional hospital. ICU no 5 beds and all 5 beds now on ventilators 5 and na ebobon say baku bia supposed to only one for a very long time, only one and a ejuma. Only one
ventilators 5 ne cater for 5 beds.
5 beds no
one pen
and a ejuma.
Ejenya 2 critical issues sir.
Bakubewu. That is how we value the Ghanaian life. And you know, if we still continue a conversation about whether we should build a cathedral or not, as on minor your priorities. As on minor, your priorities. If we continue, as you go so take national TV, national radio, so discuss it. As young Pierre close to $1 billion. Now you fancy cathedral. As on minor crano,
God first.
This is a regional hospital. Onyankopon wa maya adwen o. Onyankopon no wa maya adwen. E no wa kire ne enye. On kasa yenkosi edan ma no. Wa breko a no akasa ne nkrofo na on be som no no. Omo yare a omo nya ayare hwepa. God onyankopon minim asori a wokomum. Ba minim asori ne nyankopon a obeka se mu bewu kura munwu. Na munsi asori dan a onu nyankopon ni so on trasa asori
e betume du pepe so say e be si hospital o Ghana nyina ansa na etime ya bibi ati say
ba hini yesi. That is the question. Ahini yesi. It is not like you grew threshold bia your back so oh your healthcare system no.
Okay.
You know optimal. We haven't even gotten there. Oh, almost started agenda 111.
Yeah.
Sir, sika ma pumping into cathedral. And no more the share agenda 111. And several districts were where by this time yeah they apaso etwetwe mo YB hospitals. Yes. It's abai no sabe or how are you woman no. Enye ne dadwen. Sabe TUC for you. Okay, TUC penny on sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so on sorry. And then my phone na no mo budget ne so no. Or boss no. Who said the my phone budget ne so. You think omunye a Christopher ana? Omunyina ye Christopher. Omo sorry anopa, omo bompa ye dru kwesi da, omo kwa sorry. But they know eso Nyankopon so amaye nimdie amaye adwen esa yemfa mwane yemfa chechere yemman no. And that is the reason why at a critical moment like this you need to set your priorities right. Sabe baby a homo eye cathedral no. Sabe aban ba ye na o say sa wonim say initially no. Na ban ni nim say o ka so no ade aban ni sika e wuremu a.
Yeah.
One sham Ghana for the draw no ebeka so munyinto.
Okay.
It will buy ye na also woni Nyankopon akwapam. Ese so Nyankopon ma obey mampani a. Obesi asori dan kese de ahye na onyam. The first time we bisa mampani no, that was the response, rationalization. Omo rationalize cathedral no. O ka say e yon wan kasa the personal promise.
Okay.
Over time one nationalizes sa individual promise and say Ghana for nyina yenka mom na yensi asofo edo mugu ano na obi so mom so yes a Christian community no e no ma so mampani anisuade hu no etu omo ankasa ebesi eti yehwe ye na ka makwakoje asase bi wo baabi na ye Christopher na ye wo gidie wo mu se e fata se ye besi National Cathedral no na ye nyina na ye tua na kakra na ka ye disi a obi ani ho a obeka ho asem.
Okay.
But ye ntoboa taxpayers money a ye die si ajaje for dan e wo prime area na yakwakodwiri ni nagu besi na ebigusu na ye court omo a on private enye ajaje for private individuals a omo nsase no omo properties ekeka ye no ebi ene aban e wo court omo transi betua judgment debt and their mom. After that, taxes are ya de gene kakra no. Finance minister na kasa etimi kasa munyi sika we na monfama David Ajay company. Architect on fan draw cathedral and the honey money ade. Etino eye on mine sika and afede aban na ode she cathedral no.
Okay.
And only truck ase a sabe ye di dua asa cathedral we. Na ka so Nyankopon obehia so amana akọ from. Etimi anyame nwanwa esa fe dru babiri na ayehu ntanhran animu nna ho. Ema trustees na kasa ebehu se ade no the way animu nna ho na ebi mo trustees ni bi esesa omudin na mo akasa mo ho esa yama friends cathedral no secretariat ni loan ya saje ade na ye nwonran no omo hu se nim gwase e ba no na sofo no penifo na ewo mu na sebe oma bom braji omudin a ensese cathedral no go mani mu ase no e ba bonte be ka se da bi ye ntwentwen so ansa etinu menua sebe ye wo enyema bebre ho kwan but enye ni nyina na e fata.
Okay.
So mampani ene onyankopon ekọ apam a eye ono ne personal apam a koy.
Okay, but a hodom no ya na be so raise concerns. It was the vision of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo say obeye free senior high school. It was the vision of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo say obeye agenda 111. Here ni a personal vision. You're the air driver. So obeye one district, one factory. So how different will it be from National Cathedral and say, or the ukutani personal vision, so by agenda 111, no by order, my how different will it be? So say ukutani personal vision, so by see a cathedral and as I saw that the Benjamin near the Omaisika and a rem.
So on cast will see Ghana for.
Obanim ni say no ni so kan say obisiam na be ye on personal property.
Meba. Besi the crowd omo ye a friend saying signatories the company in the crowd.
Yeah.
Crowd ni bi crowd ni yenimum. Whether a year or minor there and I say a private company crowd besi ne enimu na ho. Because a year registered in the name a year friends a company certificate registered in the name of certain individuals.
Yeah.
And you're binding and that's
who are not government officials.
Who are not government officials.
As you see, I can say, Nipa National Cathedral.
National Cathedral, na see a deal Mexico is in the end of that is the difference. So you can't compare a non near or minor constitution because on minor constitution a show as over your company on council.
Yeah.
So what I say,
okay.
On council, I was a year a juba. Free senior high school, and you'll be a personal vision.
Okay.
Free senior high school, and you'll be personal vision, a collective vision of Omwa, Fourth Republic, yeah, Omoya Constitution, almost a share. But Obiane Quine or Befaswa or be arrival at that vision.
Okay.
And I would war a quine a buy. And no couple a bedane. Her friend saying, I bear the fofro. Say ye free pass, free SHS, it did that's so. Okay, uko share for now, no more come so more cousin for cry.
Say, and ye free, sir, send ye. I buy me a tear, say,
yes, I'm more kind of for cry. It free the didn't free that's so.
Okay,
but I'm more cousin for. It you can't compare, sir, neon or minor show, say, you treat your tax a fire.
Okay,
and then I will say, only on Yankopon Kwapam, Esa Obeye, Ediamano. You can't compare the two.
Next, and you okay, oh, fear be sir, here is National Cathedral here. And could bet me a claim from a man. That's why I said, oh, mine sikana, every my baby.
That is a risk. And these are questions, yeah, be so. At and come on, you the young come off for. And this year, press conference, Spain. Beside all these questions, I said, National Cathedral, ownership, no, a public and as a private. So, a friend saying, Nyaya Moma examples to say Notre Dame now. They'll tell you that this is a public funded friend saying project. A publicly owned. A publicly owned. St. Peter's Basilica. A privately funded and privately owned.
Okay.
So what I say, Ghana there now, or Mampeni, Nana Kufado so Osino. A dien. Uko Washington, dear. A mixed funding into both public and private.
Okay.
Amount for shares even though a buy also a shares woman. So what I say?
Okay.
Ghana there no
a PPP and I say a public and not private.
A public and not private and I say a PPP said okay a mixed a hybrid. Because in certain so a bigum.
Yeah.
So what I say? And a buy also a tax the room. What is the nature
of the ownership?
No. Basically, now I want to mean and clarify. So I say, and legally, no question, normally register, and
okay.
And you conform that a dean and individual, private individuals, dean in the womb. So I say, to say ABI Parliament, yes, Ghana Parliament House. Now, Obekwa here and Krata will not Ghana Parliament House, a Busebi Dina, a Shas say, Omona Eomodia. You know, so these are all a Yama na a factory done one. Uko be surprised, we are Bonsamba, or dear, a Antichrist, or dear one person, yeah, a dear, I am now or a dibia or tell you, Sambalat there, Tobias. Momo dear, Mono person, you may add their money and yeah. These are critical questions that now a surrounded. National Cathedral now. Basically,
okay, so for now, dear, what we person about me actually say National Cathedral no.
So for now, I don't so much hold you on.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, basically, no.
Your mind, dear, and I say, or mining and crankra, and I say, I'm crankra, you mining support.
Basically, the ownership, no, shrouded in controversy. The ownership, no, okay, shrouded in controversy. Basically, omuntimi clarify ese
then you say MPC boyen
and national cathedral na our parliament
and I'm just say members need to me a boy call for
the registration document na wo national cathedral ho nyina no na etimi ehunu say ye PPP a o man chefa say na wom ankra chefa say na wom ankra na ye hwan mo.
These are critical questions, sir. Ye bisa Samu Kuje to Black Honorable MP for Northton.
Yeah.
Most of the follow most of we were bisa questions when you na be you know, but the moment we start a debate no. Now I'm for turning into a religious debate. Whether you are for sorry and I say you are not, then they simplify the issue. No,
critical issue no one in this.
These are all critical issues. Eseka o mining nyina ye ne mon central for nyina ye bisa. Ni ye bisa say okay, project basic na kura bisa say project no kura ahen ye di bisia. What is the cost of it kura basic ne obi anim. Omu ane de sika kwa kobo o mining sika mu na omo de akohyem. Omu a ne akwa kura bi ho o hebo cathedral no besia ye nya sika ye de be ma no makwa kwaje. Now, ho de bomb ho besia.
Yes, I want to dangerous. So.
Yes, because basically, how much are you spending? How much is coming from the state? How much is coming from individuals? On my imagine say, Abia, on person, shares.
Okay. Because so if no Bob Busiano, so Bob Busiano, and a buying ent me entria, and a bay car, and a bound for buy no cast national cathedral on tears into which you can just judgment that Adab.
I'll bet with their court. Obet with their court. Enti no me quite more fast so air there because akoye asore sem any adintino. Omo de blackmail Ghanaians. Omo say o kan bebre a na yakoye say okra wonyam so.
Ompenya.
O de ompenya.
Okay, then aban moye. So now, government ministry be na in charge of national cathedral.
I think some of the chieftaincy and religious affairs.
So now chieftaincy religious affairs no. Who na register national cathedral no.
Critical questions.
Government shares say na ewumu.
Yes.
Shares na ye ne ankrankra no ekono. Say ne ankrankra na
sorry na also contribute no. Are they contributing it as say omo de
donation omo de
chaba and say shares na
omo abeje
obewom that because they intend to commercialize the place. So what I say, my imagine some be commercialize. They be our company kasa or say the visitors beba, amount for ba behwe tourists beba, on be jom sika, almost omo see a Garden of Eden, amount for be kohwem aduane a Israel for ni di ye no. On be toma na kura gu ho amama sasa man na no adi. Oh no, utie said you more rationalize it.
That no what dwen akwesi.
Na aduane ben na Israel for in aduane ben. You know, these are the issues are omo kan and the conversation for say omo nyintum.
Oba benyama na di o.
Be toma na. So what you say? Say man na say na tio, go man na kura Bible mu na say yenya togu ho a. When ni sada na say. So what you say? But omo create impression say bibi bia wo Bible mu no benya bi wo sa cathedral.
Okay.
So what you say? Enti na betwe ahoho amoma ba ama oman na anya sika fim. Sa sika no oman be your mine sika na sa omo so do sika ehye omo so benya afa so na so omo ayo register as a cathedral na your de ano.
Okay.
Omo de benya sa afa so na. These are issues right from the beginning anya clear.
So okay, but ebetimi so aba say oman so ankrankra dey no oman support.
It must be clear. It must be clear. Mienhu esa ye obi dia.
Okay.
E obi adia osi.
Okay.
But oman no esusu say e bia sese de omo yero 1D1F na ye 1D1F na baako. So what you say? Say 1D1F okura o factory a omampani timi ba be so wasene.
Okay.
And as abani timi ba be so wasene. E don mienhu say National Cathedral no is in the nature of 1D1F.
Okay.
So what you say? Ankwankre na AC e no man e person so wasene. Then we know say in future oman no ni bibia
National Cathedral.
You understand?
Okay.
These are all issues are right from the beginning. No, I declared I'm Ghana for the donor anti-Asia.
President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. These are questions begging for answers from Okotes. Say Mumaye Huno National Cathedral because if you say you queer nim ewo eye party I say nimam da ho e magana de hye e say hunu say National Cathedral no eye oman no ejapade so oman ejapade de a eye de na ankrankra bi din ene de a register se okwanya say de ankrankra bi din na be register omo ye ankrankra ban omo chefa wo Ghana governance mu ene say A lot of questions on the National Cathedral. But happy birthday to Georgina A.C. Marty, or your client service, or the Multimedia Group Limited. Georgie, happy birthday, Enko. If Benjamin Shira no nyo kese, kopem se obeye kese pa. If I were kese kra evi, Yaminyo kese. All the best, wishing you all the best from Team Badwam. Yes, here we show happy birthday. Then happy birthday so Enkoma Andrews Boate, headmaster at the Kumasi Senior High Technical School. And birthday on the 8th of May. Yes, a Monday, yeah, and your birthday. Mr. Andrews, happy birthday in advance. Fantastic headmaster. Yeah, wish you all the best. Nyami Enshana onyo also kese. Kopim sa obeye kese pa. Hey. We are doing everything possible to resolve economic crisis. I want to sony arishemu ewom GDA ewom with my pennies money to ja enra ewo Mayday. You really say yes, and request Ghana ko awihim Ghana ko abra na kese ase. But now by the she egu akwem to do everything humanly possible to make sure that Ghana asa get back to the road. I mean sika sem ejana su eye. Doctor, we are there to be a what so.
I'm say for the first time I'm pending Adel Kufuor to say we are in economic crisis.
Okay.
So far now, almost dodging. Started even before 2020.
Okay.
From 2018, 2019, Udi NDC, we started sounding the caution. Yes, shall say, I say, yeti aban, and now so say aban, a kwanya o fasono, o be kwakwa. Those days in the car, normal to ye din. Almost a more naysayers. More there at the pebia and who am up. Young can't there, papa. All our people, or more economy, I say, and no one their money, they were all around suggesting alternatives.
Yeah.
Kwanya be faswa on my young concopim.
Okay.
Sometimes it even got physical or parliament and the other. All because you per se you save on my own. And ne ye na ya hwedin. Ye because
from the head to toe.
From head to toe, ye na ya hwedin. And now man penny na na do dan Kufuor on Dr. Baumia na be di akire. Omo de akwakopem.
Okay.
And nay minia economic situation. What they compare your Fourth Republic here. Ebia, your chef Fourth Republic nase, ana a more den kakrano.
Okay.
That is where you can compare this economy to. Prior to 2014, krana.
That is 1991,
1992.
Okay. So now the economy compare.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is even worse.
Yes. 91, 92.
Yes, this is even worse. And
moving from military regime to
yes,
a democratic regime.
Yes.
The economic indicators no way west.
Way west. West. Most of the friends new records are MPP. Haiti in terms of economic indicators.
Okay.
It be as far back as 30 years. It be as far back as 20 years. And yet in our recent history.
Okay.
Prior to 2015, I ever call IMF no. Near my call IMF indicators and me call IMF no crano. And the indicators na west. Near Obroni Freno, the fiscal deficit.
Okay. Our 16th appearance at IMF.
Yes.
As against our 17th
against our 17th appearance. Okay. And no crana na on my no Ghana for occupy Ghana pressure and Dr. Baumia Nam university to university Emma lectures and then when their money are it is way better than sa economy.
Mama dear.
Yes, way better. And if you compare, not just say you can't even compare. You can't say fiscal deficit.
Okay.
At that time, fiscal deficit, and suddenly you call IMF, 16th IMF no. Now a 9.4%. And the fiscal deficit now I hit 10%. We are talking about if you weigh me use 2022 figures. I'm even looking at end of year 2022 figures.
Okay.
I hit 10%. Let's just say, yeah, budget new year, yeah, expenses are, yeah, income, a bro sika in so by 10%. That is what it means.
Okay.
So what I say, you drew, sir, double digit deficit was a check. Oshe, a year inflation. And so say you call IMF 2014, 2015 IMF.
Yeah.
Now inflation was around 17%. And then you can inflation and the year now around 54%. And the inflation no, I've lost count of it.
Is it above 45%?
Above 45%. Yeah. Compare 17% to inflation here kwanya and nyama boa efa so ehwiri intentem. And no dey inflation.
But at least I had you from 54%.
When did you do 54? You why are you clapping for yourself? Okay. Obi 17% no. And obi dey call IMF no. So what I say? Now why I could do 54%? Won't take so mal 17 or less. What do 45? What say more
amount on you
What say more in amount. Said the last week we buy kind. I said who Premier League.
Okay.
And our call relegation.
Yeah.
Who Division 3.
Yeah.
Now I Division 3 I bomb match back no win here. Now whole point Premier League 14 for someone yard.
Say be I feel or say about.
So at your level.
Okay.
So
deal with that.
Deal with that.
Okay.
So what I say, it indicators are a mere core IMF at that time. Offer debt to GDP ratio at that time 70%. Almost say almost be that. Almost say yeah epic. It didn't declare epic even though you to me HIPIC support at that time because you're not qualified for HIPIC at that time.
Yeah.
Or mine you declare say HIPIC. Dr. Bamia, Alaji Bamia na ekeka sansem. And then as of 2022 end, men can't a necra there because a necra there you hit more than 100%.
Your GDP.
Your debt to GDP ratio. Ya ka ye deno. Eni omamu esika ye jeje ni ade nyina ye ka ni nyina bom economic activities a e generate ye sika ni ade nyina no. Se ka se ye de kwakwa kotua ye ka still ye ntimi ntua.
E ka ni besa ho.
E ka ni besa aka.
Mo am na betua.
Let us nchirima. Eni ye buru kana gu amom. That is our situation now.
No, we say na picture ya painted there
no, I'm speaking to data.
I say o man ne ma de ye adwuma nya ho sika no.
I'm speaking to data.
Nyina akose de kwa kotwe
ye ka se including human resource na generate ni adi nyina ne ye ka se monton na mo fante ye kana e ka be kachiri
ye to e benya atofo
na why na beto akani last week ye ba ha say no
okay.
Na ye discuss ye import cover
yeah
ni aye to nyama wa manone a ye de etua ye de balance na say aka 2 weeks or 3 weeks import cover. Now what it means is that your reserves
for now as we speak it's almost empty.
It's almost empty. Yako IMF 2015 empty sao.
But we see
so what you say
Mark
it no omanpani say you make progress practically no what again all year practically.
Okay, but say all the year to ye Steve IMF na ekoye na.
Yeah.
Conditions na wo ye ho ama de ekoye no. Situation na at that time. All the compare na the same.
The same.
Changes am I. Ye nya challenge bi to say COVID-19 abe ransake ye economy agi kakra de efremu Russia Ukraine war adrenien kakra ukeka we nyina that mean can say me dey say me but because enya factor
meaning sad discussion
okay
whether COVID influence it has been discredited. You discredited our reason.
Okay.
So what you say? Now on Penica says say yeah boy home the inflation free 54
about 45
no. Wako pattern to kwano Russia and Ukraine.
And to kwano munwe.
Wako pattern to kwano Russia and Ukraine.
But at least impact number form as compared to about some years back.
Impact number form. You see COVID yakwa de agidi say COVID mum in the save or minor in 2020.
Sikasem.
Yes. Okay. Because what was the impact of COVID? COVID impact. Ghana has said nipa hina ewu here because of COVID. Your preparation towards COVID, no, or my nanka say mulu sika he, yen esika he de kubrem. But there's a COVID inti sika ye nya ye allow aban no man ko yi free ye stability fund mu near special fund that ye try a free oil mu de man no near a free IMF buy near World Bank de buy boom 21 billion dollars 21 billion Ghana cedis okay kabum 21 billion Ghana cedis in terms of sika revenue portfolio and that's a revenue envelope
okay
sika e ba o manum just 2020 in just 2020
because of
that
COVID.
Because of COVID.
Now Russia Ukraine
but because of COVID
21 billion. That is 2.1 trillion cedis.
Yes. Cedis. Abaya.
Okay.
Abaya in a single year, and just such a massive injection.
Capital injection.
Yes. Because IMF 2015 I acquired.
Okay.
We got less than $1 billion. Approximately
$900 million.
Approximately $1 billion.
Okay.
IMF I acquired a sen on that. You destabilize the economy, no? And you had from 2015 on Benya home for 2016, 2017, 2018. No?
Okay.
It was just $1 billion. COVID in T a buying way enya close over $2 billion. Close to $3 billion I pay BCCA. COVID in T
within a year.
Within just a year. And now we are buying away nya sa niema we ni ade a. E dey na want to be fine.
E be na COVID impact ne so che se na ye o.
And maybe say we impact na den Ghana ohwe we are talking to data. Ohwe other countries amanfo ewu ene ho niema ne ade a. Ghana has say no dey important no mo ye. E den because COVID kwoboti no mo sanje sika efri ye ho.
And then the tax aban.
Yes,
COVID tax.
Ebesi na egusu tua tax. And then yes, okoya test kra wa airport nso na e free o. Na no so mo je mutua. Everything na efa apart from what cheni dokono a omo chema omo party for di ye no.
They be party for.
Therefore, what cheni dokono omo chema omo party for di ye. We ye no because me COVID obi e no ho fidie me.
Ebia na unye
because basenya Ghana ni
Ghana so onye Ghana but unye qualify for sa
qualify near the way it omo MB before na qualify for because menyan NTNDC ni bi o say e brand aduane bi di
but don't think so mo che say for party card beje
now one tie ni a friend saying MPP former vice chairperson Northern regional Kenya almost check COVID can said you AC or so
and we different but me can aduane no aduane ye
na sika ni kase ni
bia ye che ka say for party card brand sare am aduane ni
several complaints assembly members I know the man his excellency John Dramani Mahama at that time ebe suggest ye say aban no enyusu ahemfo any assembly members enye sa distribution no
near the party card
because people were complaining yes of discrimination yes so that's all minimum
okay
within every
locality
police state locality bia no omunim omom ye MPP for omunim omom ye NDC for there was discrimination going on
I did not come the NDC for no
oh there be obi can say but also wo choma ya de also ya be che insika it wo dey to aduane de ache wo dey ama women organizer say omo no aduane no oma noa no mo de aba. The reason why I can say open fair distribution, you say ampa, and your party for now watch aduane mama. Go through the assembly members. I'm on a community na you. I have for those who they stand for everybody. Or maybe no better now. I can say I dey watch no chairman MPP for nkwa.
Ba oba sek ha no mo boys no muda under bridge no. Menyini so mo MPP ana NDC bo munya bi die.
Minim binte say obi ara beka say yama no aduane ni bi. Largely no, you know the reason why I'm bo a cano
okay
Ghana for yam sure say hey it is sika say na ye dey wura sa aduane cheyim is because a lot of people say
as compared to Nipado and him say
yes as compared to Nipado and him say it is clearly no COVID the mumu kra na be save aban we mani win election 2020. That is if aban win impa. And you can't complain. You won't mean find share COVID no because COVID no e buy no one ko yi sika foforo bia en free baby and fan kwan koso COVID na no. Sika money became available to you. Wabreko ana hakrampo no ye nya impact na said na amanfo anticipate no. Africa has say no ya shede nya impact no said na Europe amanfo ewu okwan ewu basa said they want anticipate ye say e ba Africa amanfo be wu rough no. We didn't get that. And you know, then they compare. Then you come to Russia, Ukraine. Osha a good dia yene amanaman edia. 80% of your trade no. Countries are normal edi edwano. A top 25 countries. Russia and Ukraine count. Russia and Ukraine 80% of your trade. Omo e no mu edi dwaba bia ye to niam free niam aye krefra ma no ne eba dodo no over 80% Russia Ukraine okay but ye hwe we eti the day ntina oba beka se Russia and Ukraine and na influence wo bre ko omo ne Russia and Ukraine daily directly kwampu no they are not suffering the impact na o pese o paint that picture na pese o paint
okay so it could be say Ghana and Russia Ukraine any direct trade ne dodoom se ne nya free other countries no but the impact of baby ekofa ne mande afi no almost reliance on Russia Ukraine now for example say wheat ne be fa na say be fa direct from Russia na say fa from US na say US for free Ukraine na say okọ Ukraine no wontimi enya bi mfa certain one way or the other ne eko so ntini aba affect ye now wo hwe fuel production de be ma diesel ekọ Russia eka amount do anankomuma e supply we say fuel pa now because sentokwa esino mutimi emfama to the market nintino ebe ma fuel supply no ebe short here so Ghana maybe bia yemfa fuel fa free Russia but baby e fa free no omuso form de end free Russia esu okọ Russia that's one kwa wonyiba definitely say Ghana ko baby okọ fa free na onya
that is when you are assuming say Ghana nkwa na ekoho
Debbie.
South America.
That is it.
Yeah, other neighbors.
Okay.
Yeah, other neighboring countries. See, sa theory no Dr. Baumia a flaw sa theory no dadado. I say when a global crisis occur, I say nso a eto.
Okay.
And to mu obakofo nkwan chances.
Okay.
So what I say, so when you are ascribing your situation to a global impact,
okay,
you must also look at your neighbors. Because baby I say omakwa to free Russia ha enu nti no ebia amane bo akosoro no
okay
oho na wo kwakwa to ade na free enya nkwa na akọ enya say dwa no enya nkwa na akoso you are going there with your peers and your neighbors
okay
our economic situation ene no compare it to our neighbors
okay
Togo aha Burkina aha Ivory Coast aha Nigeria eben Liberia eben why not air debt restructuring among these countries, no? Why not air Jessica to the sense that pension for Jessica Kramoji? Who is doing that?
Neighboring countries.
The neighboring countries. Why not air?
How many were affected by COVID?
How many were affected by COVID? And COVID in Ghana, penna, yeah, affected.
If you are the impact, na no the change.
Impact, no. And that is what I'm saying. Provide the data, and then the church say, yeah, impact, na no the.
Because a secret there, your friends say, yeah. A coin for so boy a home buy no your resources no come more chance
resources bang that is why I've said you must show evidence or resources bang when you're 21 billion or
internally say na wo the coin
as
against the fear man on the buy
exactly okay apart from that in terms of outcome
okay
Ghana for dodo ahen and the year infected with COVID
okay
compared to other countries
okay
na hwe said the beya ye kan be ka say Ivory Coast and I say Nigeria omono friends say because omantimi amom ho ban yie ni ntino padodo e na wuye
okay so at least here we also check na production team hwe mai na
these are very critical indicators ebe flow because Dr. Bamiaka say o say Russia and Ukraine kontokwa na say efa wo Ghana ho a e de na che say emfa Ivory Coast ho and then the chese and Nigeria.
Okay.
So that theory, no, our day as a year for external shocks and when I don't know. I have already flawed.
That's what I say, Dr. Mark Oliver Kevo, a year, Eastern Regional Chairman, NDC, Amanyo Kuno, Davis, Opukwa Saiki, OPK, Price of Machine, Atlas, but she will never see a Namima OPK, Aquaba, maybe I see. OPK Atrase. Bibia Shady.
Bibia Boko.
Price of Boko.
Price of the Dean, yeah. Many call Nini Abbey PhD studio has it.
Say Eastern Affairs.
My regional chairman Bakope. Yeah, both MPP and NDC, you know, regional chairman for United for.
Ah, yeah.
It's going to be a battle of the Kwaus in 2024. But
and yes, I say Kofo percent Muji Eastern Simunaso.
Oh, Debbie.
So that made it to say
Debbie.
Kofo Grand Scheme B.
Oh no.
Yeah, made it to say a penny being a church. Yeah, and yes, the minister to make sure say even in opposition party Bukurano, the leaders no more can be a woman. No, everyone conform free Kwa and Ab.
Not at the agenda. No, I had the ammo. Monk of a buy on I'm quite so coffee.
Obige.
Minia. Because
TUC say you turn National Cathedral into a national hospital. President so assure say economic crisis here you go through no. You do everything humanly possible say on mine. You be free. You can't me no emo.
Yo, me that's be brave. They didn't kind. My main fa kwenya na menchia ye dahwefo. The teacher ni one me from in Price constituency. Me chia obi biara. My main shas free economic crisis ayi wo.
Okay.
Me ba me tese me nuane cancer bebre na nsem kikan ni mu no. Wo se de ekoso wo Ghana no. Enye no bi na wo mo etwa ye ho ahia no. Wo mo so ekomu.
Yeah.
Now this decision by government to even run to IMF no. Or create impression say it is only peculiar to Ghana. Na omo etwa ye ho ahia bebre no, they are not even going through.
Okay, say they all make it inference.
No,
you are putting your own
largely
interpretation on your kindness. And as an offer. Okay. There is an offer.
We say menu and who say nye Ghana pe. In fact, oko IMF for on website so April 5th, 2023. I say IMF reaches staff level agreement with Cote d'Ivoire on a 3.5 billion ECF arrangement. You can say, even Ivory Coast, neighboring country, no.
Yeah.
Almost wako IMF almost 3.5 billion. Ghana, yeah. So clearly, the economic situation now, Ghana, no. And Ghana pay. In fact, that's why I call IMF Washington.
That's IMF World Bank roundtable discussion.
Okay. Now, clearly from the IMF point of view, no, a lot more countries have come to them for some economic relief.
Okay.
And it is largely attributed to, according to IMF, largely attributed to the effect of COVID-19 on local economy. No?
Okay.
And the Russian-Ukraine war. And so clearly, war affecting every sphere of life. They be American say, "Hey, someone in Ghana kesiye."
Yeah.
I dey brodo. For kesiye na free Ukraine eba.
Okay.
Iron Ross, I disidan a man for disidan. For kesiye na free Ukraine Russia eba.
Okay.
Ye petrol fan ho a dey adwuma okromu ase abi de faka ne machines any nyama nyina. For kesiye na free Russia, ebi free Russia eba. So clearly, once there's conflict in these areas now,
okay,
it affects production, even the value chain of a union. It affects it. And you know, sir, I want you to say, I better your mind. Okay. Yeah. It is a man penny. I can say, ye dwuma se be ya amanfo mban han won mo a wo hwe aban into ya wo de to wo covid is sorry ye ne IMF Russian Ukraine war is sorry ya ma isi kasem menya kakra yi aban hye wo de ato wo ne IMF penifo akodi nkomo ye pe kwan ye betimi nya $3 billion e de be share local economy. Clearly it's an indication say government is on its track. And and yes, surprising say uko any IMF World Bank meeting bia omo bo Ghana abaso e wo measures are taking to get out of the economic difficulties yakumo. But that said, economic difficulties government continues to deliver.
Okay.
And the free SHS, despite the challenges I hear now, Akufo-Addo aban no ahye say free SHS nya there ye sabeka. Unlike what the NDC went through amoko IMF no.
Okay.
In fact, say NDC na wa aban mu a and o ma implement policy say free SHS ya. And omo pre-pay scarce na ebeko IMF a. Enka by now omo try free SHS because they have track record. Show me track record. Yebeko IMF policies bit say teacher training allowance, nursing training allowance. We na ye proper policy and ye so nkofo asene nkwala asene omoko school nyina. And this by ye twetwe ni na em.
Okay.
Omo kire omo a ye yes ye kope IMF. Omo training na em. Eti kakra meka say yes. The government that appreciates say we are in difficult moments and it will get us out now. Any Akufo-Addo aban. And I think they have been very sincere with the Ghanaian people, especially measures are yet taken to get out of the economic difficulties.
Okay.
Finally.
So now the issue is, Amama Odo Eche which also ako IMF.
Yeah.
COVID ebae. As a government amount about 21 billion Ghana cedis. If it's me, I can say anything about Amama Eche which and more monsoon sakan.
Of course, I mean COVID in the buy, you know,
from
international organizations.
Yes.
Yes, COVID buy, you know, and other countries were supported.
Okay.
And yet Ghana pay.
Yeah, but were they supported with that quantum, with that amount?
Yes.
Did they got even part of it?
Well, I have not researched into it, but I can tell you, sir, the IMF did not only support Ghana during those difficult moments.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
It's
Ghana benya as in other countries, but obienya some level of support.
Okay.
And
but COVID na ebae no. Or how ya edebre ye uyi nipa efri mu a. Eni sika yenya. Ufi se o senke bedu baabi a yedui.
Na make say COVID ne bae no. I mean create a scenario bin sure.
Okay.
For instance, over budget, there are two components of a budget.
Sure.
You have the expenditure side and your revenue mobilization side. Expenditure, largely, has to do with your debt management.
Okay.
It's why you could and any
okay.
I dare back us where DSC park is here, Aketia, a buying a chicha and any
Sorry.
Now, can you imagine, say, COVID by a Jumaifo be break or trefi? Okay. Ya Jumaifo be break and coffee and go Juma.
Okay.
But one thing that, say, a buying empty aka. Because if you were to compare the expenditure, na a buying a year, na one funny, one castle. People were being paid.
Okay.
Even to the extent that government needed to now find ways of paying for extra expenditures just to cover COVID vaccines.
Sorry. I think so. One fine chair na. Empel so fama opike no fa enclare nemri mo kakra answer. It's a man for be the message about opike betwa na asem so every doctor me say dey apese Obam never responded here, but
yeah, now expenditure, na buying but the revenue side in the name.
Okay.
And you could attribute me, mommy say I use my mother all the time. No colleague was kofa nyama wo Lagos ed be fa ayi ye fencing Togo border yi at the back room. For a very long time, she's not been able to do that again.
Okay.
Largely because her business got affected by COVID. But can you imagine, say, man, a dija otogo in a close border in a not a fall. One got affected.
Okay.
Now, revenue and cost are buying from these borders, or Munyama or Mudeba, a two mudia, any two mutual in our home. Buying and some casani money.
Okay.
So that's it. That affected the revenue mobilization of government. But governance needed to go on. People needed to be paid. We needed to buy vaccines. And yeah, ain't you know, so it's kind of a bear mono. I am a fosika, and in your massacre, I would probably a bear mono.
Okay.
And no, I buy and they support too. Yeah, if anything, your budget, no.
Okay.
But the you know, to be able to fund the expenditure side of government, buying vaccines, ensuring say in crop for better warm, and all of that, no. Ningina no, yeah, dear, I buy a year. And to say that during COVID period, no, yenya shikebina amwaya yanyuswa, it is not the truth.
Okay.
I buy sika no the cost. Okay, under the Ghana Enterprises Agency, MBSSI.
Yeah.
Mama loans to companies being your minimum
individuals.
A year juma womunya support. No man support during that time now. And come jumegu. Is it me? It in she be brave or bind it to job. And then aboa. This is a casabia. The cabe to muna yan fanya share. Like say
okay.
And you know correct.
Okay. My chairman for message kakra but we say good morning. Chairman Dr. Mark Oliver Kevo. Thank you for visiting the Buakwa North for our youth program from Kukurantumi Presby Mission. PK. Anyway, bye. We say good morning, Akwasinsia. Please ask Dr. Mark Oliver Kevo if this is the case for Ghana. Why do they want to come to power? For what? This is NDC for you. Ousu Gabriel, Edia also Edi Ebain. We say greetings to Dr. Alhaj Mahmoud Bawumia, the Vice President of the land. In the face of such unprecedented challenges and adversities, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's NPP government have rather been steadfast and formidable and forward-looking in striving to deliver the needs and other services to the good people of Ghana. Teacher Kujo Edwefi Tepa and Yenesu Ena Ode Ebai. We say, Akwasi, good morning. Please ask Dr. Mark Oliver Kevo that which of the neighboring countries offered free electricity, free water, hot meals for citizens, capitals for businesses, those who were affected during COVID. Richard Odro Echampong, and so dear, I don't know. We say happy Workers' Day to all Ghanaians, especially Dr. Alhaj Mahmoud Bawumia, our next President of the Republic of Ghana, Mr. Addo, aka teacher, incoming assemblyman for Domi East. Okay. But also Eddie, I don't know. Propaganda. You see, if you lie to Ghanaians, you continue to cough. Nana later side. Mark, wait 30 seconds, been
yeah. Me did say, Minia OPK MP. Yet to send 2020 a COVID a buy no crown, a buy no ange tax. In fact, we share 2021 budget.
Okay.
That time no Minister of Secretary Minister Bonsu.
Yeah.
A command yeah a parliament. Or can say yeah Sikai DJ.
Okay.
Ewo tax mu a year 2020 krumpo na COVID abado a 55.1 billion Ghana cedis.
It's absolute figure in percentage wise. So they compare 2019.
Compare
now
2019 it was as 2019. In fact, GRE boss krumpo no e ka say krumpo LCD
target in 2020.
Yes, in 2020
na COVID war.
Okay. So because you see aban no the tax for fraud. Buy.
Okay.
COVID-19 tax. Any adina no ebeshishimo. So what I say, apart from that, no, we do na man for kwakotena if you know. There was reliance on technology.
Okay.
So what I say, omo airport data because people needed to be social. So what I say, okay. You know, there was substitution bebre or why okay yeah and untina amana impacted revenue no said they now almost expected some obedience. So what I say because then amount for more year electronic transactions doors.
Okay.
You are also paying for taxes electronic transactions.
But Doctor, free water, free electricity, yes, support small businesses.
I buy eduading. And then I buy India. Chrome has said then I buy India. No trading, no attorney saying.
So there was nothing free.
Nothing free. Be no. That's a year friend saying after 2020 I'm called 2021 how modi e-levy this were some of the issues are not more justified in say e-levy ba as na yetua a year friend saying light free yetua insuo free no person e confess can free hene ba nyama ni nyina no ewo
omo de boy bosia
ni nyina e hye tax ayetua num so te say na menua enyama ekoso ewo economy way mo.
Okay.
What do you say? Especially the telecommunication industry. One year within the next few months, Sabayan to me on sorry, I knew Bibia. One Rebecca operator back telecommunication operator back.
Hey,
yes.
I didn't see.
Yes. Because so what to say self-line. On one more on self-line, yeah. Say because self-line at the tower companies in the car at the end of the day, no. I switch off on cell site. If you Vodafone, they can switch 100 cell sites off.
And Doctor, we are former board member.
Yes, I'm telling you what is happening because it's a economy now was
okay.
It's manifestation. Say being school feeding greater crachama say
yeah.
It is manifesting in every sector. And I'm giving you, for example, what is happening in the telecom sector. I'm telling you what is happening.
Only one MNO.
Yes, because with him between January, because most of these companies, more transactions, in dollars.
Yeah.
So what I say, but service provide the money in cities.
Sure.
So what I say, my brother, what I say, because also a company provide the services we are 6 or 6 cano at the dollars, $83 and vendors.
Okay.
So what I say, it is within 6 months. Now say, one now we are in charge of managing the city, because I say, city management, and you know, I buy no also na juma.
Yeah.
It is city not depreciated to the sense, say, most of these companies they are unable to pay their liabilities. And then you tower company virtually back up, American tower back up, tower near. Red
and white.
And near Mabo Bosso now, no telecommunication companies, no, use the money that telecommunications.
Okay.
Operators not at the Domoka or my own margin say, Nina. Eh. Or Cornaco Bisa say, telecom operators, Sika so Mutiaba are buying, Omuntimintia. They are unable to pay. Your industries compare na the cash cow. Edema buying to be Jessica. Because of bad management, bad economic environment in the companies in the industry.
But doctor,
yes, that is the reality.
Filing of their taxes.
Yeah, me kasika as a commune juma number yes, and it is not about tax. For example, the regulatory fee, regulatory fee, for example, and it's not tax. Companies, international gateway license, they need to go and renew. We need to renew. And also, that will be free from any idea receive any idea. This is unprecedented. see that.
But you see,
so it is a reflection of the environment, of the economic environment.
But you see that, and it goes to a
honorable
what the program is. What the program is. I mean, Mankasa program is. Someone may buy back and
we are saying, say, yeah, kind economy, yeah, indicators there. There are true manifestations. And near my ACC Ankasa, and Untino Mampani to me, Kojina. Baby, kase economy no ye
also obey
it impacts no real mu lose o madwuma. I have friends friends and valued other service companies.
Okay,
I fangu ene broadband companies ye jade ma wo I no na anka Ghana for ene operate wo ho ene ni nyina agu
ebi e de
to say Selfline ka ho to say Blue e ka ho. These are broadband companies. Homono de na ka Ghana for and they operate because they say main operators ni nyina do na ya amanone for yeah. Ni nyina agu harsh economic conditions.
Okay.
This is not an economy you can boast of. When your economy so better ha ebo mabaso because e bia we MPP MP. You don't do that. Also betimi can be ama Dr. Bamia mo so ye risked on na economic risk, economic wizard that the whole world na my economy a wonimu de obi anim bi no onyina ne na so no pay attention to the economy.
Okay,
munya betimi de manwa tum
okay,
and me ma me fa twato ya ma signal okay, e ka say economy so no I responded to signals. Confidence amount for ewo mu ena meba mu do mu sika ba be shem niti amount for bebre so eyi mu sika efri o man mu yi no ye kan say because deeper now or finance minister na ono na all driver are buying economic policy any ade no obi ani gidie wonimu.
Okay,
sabi no ton brother na nkate kura o mamu ha se kura no onye kenofori atani.
Okay,
and we told them say mo yi na firimu a amount for benya gidie so wa buy na ye na dwen say opeso ko a different direction.
Okay,
e dia fa sika bra me show
matemera se Mark Oliver Kevo opiki
many are okay. I think it's an admission of what is going on in our country. I mean, nobody has said we have not gone through economic crisis. We have. The president has accepted it. The all can say we are getting out of it. Yeah.
How?
As at 2 months ago.
Okay.
Now inflation number 53%.
Yeah.
And then as we speak, according to the Ghana Statistical Service, inflation number 45%.
Yeah.
It's an indication that the economy is improving. It's an indication. Here, petrol, if you took could do and 23 cities. And then Atiaba
12.99, me 13.1.
Dollar. I mean, you can't dollar once a minute. Let me say, where I come from, a lot of my people deal in dollars.
Okay.
One the fuel, what Cantamantonio, Kaishini, Nasifu, what most is $1 near the Kodija or China. Yababeton,
okay.
$80 yes, I know. Me, I got disturbed, and that is why at a point we're even advocating, say, people should leave governance.
It's more just advocacy.
No, but I'm telling you, sir, I am directly affected. Especially my constituents are affected. It is if there is improvement, I should be the first to know. Yeah. If there's no improvement, I should be the first to know. Yeah. And if there's something that I need to say, for the sake of those who voted for me, I have to do that.
That's what you have to do.
But then I make a choice. What the president is saying is that they are doing everything humanly possible to revive our economy. It is true. Because I've given you figures. According to the Ghana Statistical Service, we have improved from 50-something percent.
54% to 45%.
It's an indication of some improvement.
What practically has government done? And then practically, because what catch and say Russia and Ukraine war and a move figures up there. Okay. It is a say no to Jayana.
No.
So when you saw the sitter, sometimes and then Dr. Baumiane Doctor, we need to understand.
Russia Ukraine war no. Baby a picky kodru ye no. Ye man ma peja kodru ye and e bi entisa bi. At first na OPEC ehun ne ho ano ehun kwa betimi afa so ye deal with fuel e free Russia eba no. And they've been able to deal with it. I mean, it's also international marketer.
crude ne bono aba from as compared to time where Russia Ukraine war no start here. So certainly sa na we nyina be keka mo ama aba be nya susanso e wo economy no eso.
No, it's a young man penny in a
So when you can't say
autopilot. Our mind is on autopilot. A course and I
can understand every day we have to do politics and try and score political points in Yama. But yeah, look at all this debt restructuring.
Yeah.
The debt restructuring alone, 86% now are buying to me successfully. No?
Yeah.
What it has done is that the pressure on the government to repay certain financial obligations, no, form.
So now, credit.
Oh,
it's an achievement.
Why is it not a credit? Economic crisis.
Yeah.
Your ability to turn things around, you know, that makes you a leader. Leadership is not just about supervising the sweet things that you find around us. But when you are in difficult moments, you need to be able to find a way to steer things around. I mean, that is why government needs to be commended for the successful implementation of the debt restructuring program.
Okay.
Meaning, you can say, government, a lot of the unnecessary expenditures, cutting off.
Okay.
So clearly, there's some fiscal space for government to spend. It is all better. I used to say, I don't think it is a proper thing to do. The government in itself is running the economy as if nothing has happened to it.
Okay.
As if nothing has happened to it. Yeah. What we went through, we should have cancelled free SHS. But government decided to say,
how much is free SHS a year? Almost can't say the free SHS and 50% of a buying a budget. What percentage of a buying budget and a free SHS? MP, you can help us.
Minuano.
Oh.
Kodekofa budget. 2023 budget na abaye.
Okay.
And you see say free SHS alone. Free SHS running free SHS alone.
Okay.
You need over 2 billion to be able to
2
run.
billion cedis.
Yeah. I mean to be able to run
compared to a buying revenue. I will be now 2 billion.
Oh. Now make a choice say a buying revenue now what can I say?
Okay.
If you pick government's expenditure payment, payment of allowances, salaries, Ghana for
compensation.
Compensations, no. And 2, servicing of your external debt.
Yeah.
These are the 2 components that internet ama projects be briana nka wasa buying to me here. Nina no to mo say astole. But for me, the proper policies, the very components I me boa e me hia for hu to wo mo na Abai decided not to touch it. No?
Okay.
That for me is a plaza. Igne was here to me, but Omapenin and Adudanko Kufuado Abaso. Unlike the NDC, woman, Omukwan, and when you muka crebino, the who say free teacher training allowance, near chum, nursing training allowance.
Okay, but when you say be a nuntina, I will to the stand say, domestic debt exchange. Say your doctor, so be say your call him said if he's never be able to me as sitting offer, me sitting off, and find more young say who buy a.
Well, there are certain things you can see off, and I think government did that.
Okay.
By cutting down on the expenditure.
Okay.
Of more.
Okay.
But the most important thing is a proper policy like free SHS. Me, I will not support government in cancelling it, and I'm happy to say, Omapenia Kufuado decided say he will stick to it. But that said, we are getting out of it, and the Ghanaian people should have that courage and confidence in the Kufuado government. Say, we will surely get out of it.
There is Opoku Ansa, a member of Parliament, Malaysia, in Praia in the Eastern region. Dr. Mark Oliver Kevo, NDC, Eastern region chairman.
We don't. Hey, for 400,000.
400,000 a day lunch. The material cheap and crank.
Ghana full.
I said budget over 3.2 million. 3.2 million. We will not be able to say budget.
Okay, yeah, but we see.